You feel it long before you have words for it. That quiet, strange truth that spiritually awake people notice and others simply don't. A gentle shift, a soft stirring in the center of your awareness. Nothing dramatic, nothing loud, just a subtle awakening whispering, pay attention. You can't explain it. You just know something inside you has begun to open. The very experience this video is about. And that's where the journey begins. Not with a revelation from the sky, not with a thunderbolt of enlightenment, but with a simple noticing. You start to realize that most of your life has been lived behind a window made of thoughts. You have been looking at the world through concepts, through labels, through stories. You thought you were seeing life. You were actually seeing your idea of life. Awake people feel this difference immediately. They sense the direct texture of reality in a way others usually miss. It feels like looking at a tree and finally seeing the tree itself instead of your memory of a tree. It feels like tasting water and noticing that water has a flavor your mind never catalogued. You begin to sense the raw presence of things, the sheer isness. The suchness that cannot be described yet can be felt with astonishing clarity. And once you feel this, even for a moment, you cannot unfeel it, because you realize something profound. Your thoughts are not your experience. Your thoughts are only the commentary running over your experience. This is the first truth awake people feel. A separation between awareness and the voice inside the mind. You hear the inner narrator speaking. You watch thoughts rise and dissolve. You observe emotions moving through your body like waves. And you realize you are none of these. You are the space in which they appear. The moment this becomes clear, something remarkable happens. You stop mistaking the voice in your head for your identity. You stop believing every thought that crosses your mind. You stop treating your inner commentary like a dictator. A soft freedom enters, a gentle spaciousness, a sense of watching life unfold instead of fighting with every moment. It feels like stepping out of a storm and realizing the storm was always inside the mind. The world outside was never the threat you thought it was. And then something even stranger unfolds. You start feeling the invisible connection between everything. Not as a philosophy, not as spirituality, as a direct sensation. You sense that you are not an isolated fragment sealed inside a body. You feel that you are woven into the same fabric as everything around you. You breathe in and the world enters you. You breathe out and you enter the world. Where does the boundary exist? Where do you end? Where does life begin? The line looks clear on paper. It feels very different from a lived experience. Awake people sense the dissolving of this imaginary border. They feel the unity that philosophies spend centuries describing. And this insight moves deeper. Like ripples expanding through a lake, you begin to notice something subtle that you never paid attention to before. Life responds to your inner state more than your outer actions. You see that when your mind is restless, everything around you feels chaotic. When your awareness softens, the world softens with it. Awake, people feel this energetic dialogue with existence, as if the universe is speaking in a language beyond words. You sense that the silence between events carries meaning. The pauses between breaths feel alive. Moments that once seemed empty now feel full of presence. This fullness is not dramatic or mystical. It is quiet yet undeniable. You might be walking through a crowded street and suddenly feel a deep peace that has nothing to do with the noise around you. You might be in the middle of a difficult conversation and sense a stillness beneath the tension. This stillness does not remove the situation. It reveals your deeper nature within it. Awake people feel this shift clearly. They feel that awareness is not something they practice. Awareness is something they remember. It was always there beneath the layers of fear, habit, and conditioning. This remembering changes everything. Life no longer feels like something happening to you. Life feels like something unfolding within you, through you, and as you. You begin to sense that you are not the thinker, You are not the doer. You are not the controller. Thoughts arise by themselves. Actions unfold from causes you never consciously created. Life moves through you the way wind moves through the branches of a tree. The ego claims ownership of everything. The ego says, I am doing this. I am choosing that. I am responsible for every outcome. Awake people feel the illusion behind this claim. They sense a larger intelligence moving through every moment. The same intelligence that grows forests and forms tides. The same intelligence that designs galaxies without effort. You feel it in your heartbeat. You feel it in your breath. You feel it in the fact that existence continues even when you stop trying to manage it. This realization does not make you passive. It makes you peaceful. It makes you open. It makes you trust the rhythm of life instead of fighting its natural flow. Awake people feel this trust in their bones. A quiet surrender. A steady calm that stays even when life becomes chaotic. Then something even more astonishing becomes clear. Time loses its grip on you. Not because life freezes, because you finally notice that the past lives only as memory, and the future lives only as imagination, and both appear in the same place. The present moment. Awake people feel the present with incredible intensity, not as a concept, as a lived truth. You hear a sound and it feels alive. You see light reflecting on glass and it looks brand new. You taste food and the flavor feels deeper somehow. Awake people sense this heightened vividness, this aliveness, this directness. It feels like the world has been washed clean. It feels like every moment carries a fresh fragrance. And here is what many miss. This clarity does not remove pain. Pain still arises. Pain still moves through the body and mind. Although suffering slows down, because suffering is created by resistance, and when awareness is open, resistance weakens. Awake people feel life without the extra layers the mind usually adds. They feel joy clearly. They feel sorrow clearly. They feel fear clearly. They feel love clearly. Everything becomes transparent. Nothing is hidden behind mental fog. This is why their presence feels peaceful. They are not caught in constant internal struggle. They are not wrestling with themselves every second. They are simply here, fully, openly, gently. And this is where your journey begins to deepen. Before we move forward, if this inner awakening speaks to your heart, feel free to like this video, share it, and subscribe. Your support helps this message reach those who need it. Now the next truth reveals itself with even greater clarity. You begin to sense that awareness itself is untouched. Everything that appears within awareness changes. Thoughts change, emotions change, bodies age, situations shift. Awareness itself stays steady, silent, present, unmoved. Awake people feel this as their core identity, not as a belief, as a lived recognition. And once this becomes clear, a powerful freedom arises. You can watch fear without collapsing into it. You can watch desire without chasing it. You can watch loss without losing yourself. Life becomes a dance, not a battle. You participate fully. Yet you are not trapped inside the performance. You laugh more easily. You forgive more easily. You let go more easily. Because you feel that the world is not against you. The world is expressing itself through you. This leads to one final truth that spiritually awake people feel with unmistakable clarity. The universe is looking through your eyes. Life is experiencing itself through your presence. Consciousness is discovering its own forms through every moment you live. You are not a spectator in this cosmic play. You are the stage on which the play appears. You are the awareness in which the sky exists. You are the openness through which reality flows. And when this becomes clear, even for a second, everything shifts. Silence becomes full. Ordinary moments become sacred. Your existence feels tender and vast at the same time. Awake people feel this. They feel the unity. They feel the presence. They feel the truth behind every breath. And the astonishing part is this. This awakening is not rare. It is not distant. It is not reserved for saints or mystics. It is already here, within you, waiting for your attention.